So you're thinking about moving to Phoenix Metro, but you're not sure what it's going to cost you to live here? Well, today I've got you covered. I'm going to talk about the cost of living from housing all the way down to what it costs for a gallon of milk. And we're going to get started right now. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Todd Hall, founder of Phoenix Homes and Hotspots right here in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. If it's your first time visiting the #1 real estate resource in Arizona and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Phoenix, from homes, the top communities, the best hotspots that surround them, all you have to do is subscribe to our channel and ring that bell, and we're going to notify you every time we create a new video. Now, we are constantly getting phone calls, texts, and emails requesting more area information as well as tours of the Phoenix Valley. So if you're moving to Phoenix or thinking about moving to Phoenix, all you have to do is shoot us over a call, send a text or an email, and we're going to be happy to give you the key to our city. All right, so before we talk about cost of living here in Phoenix, I think it's really important to understand the dynamic and what's going on and the type of growth that we're experiencing here in Phoenix Metro right now. So Governor Doug Ducey just put out an infographic the other day showing that Arizona is the #1 inbound state right now. So more people are coming to Arizona than any other state currently. We're #2 as a state in job growth, and we're #4 in economic momentum. Now understand that the majority of that is coming right here to Maricopa County. Arizona, from a population standpoint, most of it is right here in the Phoenix Metro, which makes up a good majority of Maricopa County. So most of that growth is right here in the Phoenix Valley. All right, so you're thinking about buying a home when you move here to Phoenix. Let's start with median home prices. Now you are going to see that median home prices here in Phoenix are higher than the national average, mainly because we have an absolutely booming market. We have over 300 plus people moving to the Phoenix Valley every single day. So I'm not going to go through all of the major suburbs that make up Phoenix in terms of the median home prices, because I've created another video to do that. So you want to check that out. If you just go to the remarks below, you're going to be able to find a link to that video. So check that out if you want to know specifically across the valley what home prices are. But today, the national average, the U.S. national average for median home prices is $244,000. The greater Maricopa or greater Phoenix area, which is pretty much makes up the majority of Maricopa County, median home prices are $294,000. And just in the city of Phoenix alone, median home prices are $261,000. Now, if you look at a heat map of the Phoenix Valley, you're going to notice that the most expensive areas start up, if you go to the north side of Phoenix, so North Phoenix over to Carefree and Cave Creek, so that really makes up that north side. Then moving east over to Scottsdale, and then down south to Fountain Hills and Paradise Valley. That is where the most expensive areas are. So if you're looking for more luxury living, you might be looking in those areas. If you look down in the Southeast Valley, down at Gilbert, you're going to see that that's a fairly expensive area as well, mainly because that's where some of the best schools are here in the valley. If you look over to the west, in the West Valley, you're going to find that the housing becomes a lot more affordable. So that's one of my hot pockets right now. If you're looking for the most affordable housing in the Phoenix Valley, you might want to look over in Phoenix's West Valley, where Luke Air Force Base is located. All right, next up, let's talk about the rental market. The rental market today in Phoenix is really, really competitive with low inventory. So you're not going to have a lot of homes to choose from if you choose to rent when you arrive. When we're looking at the rental amounts, you can see that a studio apartment right now today in Phoenix is $793 a month. If you're looking for a 1-bedroom, that's going to run you $928 a month. Jumping up to a 2-bedroom, that's $1,147 a month. And then when you jump up to a 3-bedroom, you're going to see a huge jump all the way up to $1,659 a month. 3 bedrooms are the most commonly rented, and you're going to find that's about 1,560 square feet that'll get you. A 4-bedroom jumps up to $1,900 a month. Now, I mentioned earlier that we have pretty low inventory. The other thing that you're going to find is the cost is much higher. In most areas, it'll cost you more to rent than it actually will to own. And here's the reason why. Think of yourself as a landlord that owns a home that you're going to rent out. Your mortgage payment is $1,200, your taxes are $200, your insurance is $200, you're at $1,600 a month. Now you're taking the risk. You're a landlord, so you want some cash flow, so you add a few $100s a month in cash flow onto that. Your payment as a landlord is your payment is $1,600. You added $300 on that the tenant is going to absorb. So as a tenant, you're now paying $1,900, where you could have bought the home and owned it at $1,600. So again, if you're looking at the difference between renting and owning, if you're looking to own, you're going to have more inventory. Your cost is going to be, in most cases, a little bit less to own than it will be to rent. So the next thing that's really important to people are the taxes. So let's start out by talking about the state income tax. Now, Arizona has a range. We are not a flat tax state, so our range, depending on your income tax bracket, ranges from 2.59% to 4.5%, which is pretty reasonable when you compare it to some of the other states where people are moving from into Arizona. So let's look at a few of those. California has a max tax rate for their wealthiest individuals that ranges all the way up to 13.3%. Oregon, same thing, ranges up to 9.9%. Colorado and Utah both are flat tax rate states. So Colorado's at 4.63% flat, meaning that everybody, regardless of their income, falls into a 4.63% bracket, and Utah's at 4.95% flat tax. Illinois, also a flat tax rate state at 4.95%. Michigan, a little more reasonable, flat tax rate at 4.25%. New York has a range, and their highest income earners will pay up to 8.82%. And New Jersey, their highest rate level for their top income earners is 10.75%. So you can see that the income taxes in Arizona are very, very reasonable. Now, you are going to have some states such as Texas, and we do have some people moving from Texas to Arizona, and they pay no income tax in Texas. However, I did used to sell some real estate in Dallas, Texas, and even though they have no state income tax, their property taxes are outrageous. So they usually make up for that somewhere. All right, next up is property taxes. And just keep in mind that whether you own or whether you rent, you are paying property taxes. The only question is, are you paying your own property taxes, or are you likely absorbing the landlord's property taxes? Well, fortunately here in Phoenix, our property taxes, again, are very low compared to the national average. Here in Phoenix, we pay 0.64%, and Maricopa County, actually, we pay 0.64% of the assessed home value, where nationally it's 1.08%. And that's due to a law that we have that caps that property tax value if it's an owner-occupied home. Now, if it's a rental, you're going to pay more, and guess who absorbs that cost? Sales taxes are a little bit higher here in the city of Phoenix, running at about 8.6% currently. All right, so let's talk about some of the other things as it pertains to cost of living here in Phoenix Metro. First of all, let me say this. If you look at Phoenix Metro compared to the national averages, Phoenix falls about 5% less in total cost of living than what you're looking at on a national average. Some of the others, key cost of living factors would be utilities. We're about 4% below the national average. Groceries were 3% below the national average, and transportation were 8% below the national average. With transportation, most people in Phoenix still drive. So we do have a Phoenix Metro system that's a pretty good system. We've added light rail in the last several years, and we're expanding on that, but right now it mostly covers the downtown area. So you're going to find that most people in Phoenix still drive for their mode of transportation. But again, we're about 8% less than the national average. Now, if we look at some heat maps, just to get an idea around the valley of what cost of living looks like, quick and we look at groceries, you're going to see that that's pretty stable around the valley. So when we looked at housing, you can see it's all over the board. But when you look at groceries, that's pretty stable. Health, the same thing. You're going to find that Central Phoenix and kind of the inner areas is pretty consistent. And then as you get into some of the outer areas, the cost of health care becomes a little bit more expensive. When we look at transportation, again, pretty consistent across the valley. And then when we look at utilities, again, you're going to find that's pretty consistent. That's pretty consistent from area to area across the Phoenix Valley. All right, some other factors that are likely important to you. Energy costs. What does it cost for your power for your home every single month? On average, that's $161 a month. Keep in mind, of course, we're very seasonal here. So in those 4 hot summer months, that's going to be a little bit higher. And then, of course, in our 8 months from fall to spring, that's going to be a little bit lower. That'll come down some. But on average, $161 a month for your power bill. For a cell phone bill, $172 a month. That would be if you financed your phone into that. So we have some pretty reasonable deals here, but $172 a month with your phone financed in. If you're looking at high-speed internet, for 150 megabits per second download speed, our major internet supplier here is Cox. That's going to run you right now today about $60 a month. And then a gallon of gas, $2.75 a gallon right now here today in Phoenix. Now let's look at grocery. Grocery, a loaf of bread on average today, $3.24. Gallon of milk, $1.89. Carton of eggs, $1.76. Bananas, typically about 49 cents a pound. And then if you go out and get a hamburger, about $4.13. Turning our attention to healthcare, a doctor visit is about $108 for an average visit here to the doctor. Dentist, $92. Optometrist, $101. Average annual amount that you pay in drug prices about $430 on average for a Phoenix or a Maricopa County resident. And then an average visit to the vet, if you're a pet lover, is about $48 per visit. So there you have it. That covers the main questions that we receive in terms of cost of living. If you have specific questions, you want to know what things cost, or maybe just to get an update, give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email. We're always available. We want to be your #1 real estate resource here in the Phoenix Valley. Nobody knows the Valley like we do. Be happy to give you tours, show you some of our favorite hot spots that surround communities. So again, use us as a resource. We want to be your #1 resource here in Phoenix. Now, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. That will notify you every time we create a new video informing you about new neighborhoods, new hot spots, just things that you need to know here in the Phoenix Valley. And last but not least, I mentioned earlier that I have a video that I created on median home prices for the 21 major cities here in Phoenix. So check this out here on the end screen. You're gonna have a couple of really popular videos that you could check out that'll give you even more information about Phoenix. As always, folks, we are happy to help in any way we can, so please don't hesitate to call, text, or email us at any time so that we can answer your questions and introduce you to our city and, of course, give you the key to the city for the time that you're here.